How's it going, everybody? It's Josh with Beano Advertising once again here with your weekend inspiration. Sorry I'm a little late. I didn't forget about you guys. So we're going to do one more of these it's another talk about inspiration, and that's the whole basis of this, of course. And what we want to talk about today is something I've been witnessing and seeing a lot of lately with everything that's going on in the world. The whole, oh, you're white, oh, you're black, oh, you're brown, oh, you're whatever color, and all these people just, it's really horrible, the division that's being caused between everybody. And so kind of my inspiration with some of the stuff I saw this week was watching some posts, and I'm part of a lot of different groups, a lot of different real estate groups, a lot of different things like that. And I keep seeing stuff like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want your advice on real estate because you're with this brokerage or you're with this brokerage. Like, guys, it's really, really simple. If you're with EXP, you can be friends with Keller Williams. If you're with Keller Williams, you can be friends with, whatever, with EXP. Well, you can be friends with anybody in any brokerage. It's the same way we can be friends with anybody that it doesn't matter what color, what religion, what they are. Everybody has their own opinion and everybody has something that works for them. So kind of my breakdown on that, it works like this with religion. I believe what I believe, and I'm not going to get into that stuff. And you guys believe what you believe, and that's great. And what I think is great about that is you have the freedom to believe in what you want to believe in, and that works for you, and I'm happy with that. If that's what works for you, if being a Buddhist works for you, and that keeps you on the straight and narrow and keeps you being successful, then I am completely fine with that. Be a Buddhist. It's when you start to force your ideology onto other people, and that's what I'm seeing a lot of that I don't like. When you start to force your ideology onto people and say, and this is what I was seeing in a lot of posts too, which I don't like, which was, this is what I believe in. This is the way this should be handled in America, whether it's the riots or the COVID or whatever. And if you don't believe that, then unfriend me and block me now. Well, I've seen probably a good 15, 20 posts from people that I'm friends with, not just on Facebook, but that I personally know. And they're saying, they're putting this post out there that if you believe in this, if you vote for Trump, unfriend me and block me. Well, you know what? That's the beauty of our country right there, is that I can believe in what I want to, and you can believe in what you want to, but we can still be friends. And that's what makes growth. That's what makes the world happen in a good way. What you should be afraid of is that right there, is if you're in a place where they say you're only allowed to believe in this. That is North Korea, ladies and gentlemen. That's not America. That's North Korea. North Korea says if you belittle the supreme leader, ruler Kim Jong-un or Kim Jong-il, whenever it was, then you don't get a choice to say, I don't like the way he rules our country. And they go, okay, well, guess what? You don't get a chance to live. And when they take you in the street and shoot you, or they put you in a prison camp and work you to death, that's not America. So why would you start to lean towards that same ideology? And I've seen it on both sides, whether, you're a Democrat, you're left wing, you're right wing, whatever it is. I've seen it on both sides where it's if you don't fit in with what my ideology is, you don't get an opinion, you don't get to state facts, you don't get to believe in something else, you're either with me or against me. And here's some wise words from a great man, George Lucas. Star Wars. I'm going to make a Star Wars reference right here. And it comes down to this. We should have learned from that right there. And, you have Anakin Skywalker, and he's facing off with Obi-Wan, right? And he's saying, if you're not with me, you're against me, and you're my enemy. And how did that turn out? I mean, it's right there. Star Wars played it out for us. So you guys, get together and get along, and that's what's going to make things work. What's really happening in this country and with the world right now is that division, and there's something behind there. I deeply feel there's something there that wants to divide people and keep us separate, because that old saying, together we stand, divided we fall. They want to divide us. And so it's working right now. Let's not make that work. Another thing I wanted to do to just add into that, for something to think about, and I'm going to make this video real short. Last thing to think about is I was reading an article about this anthropologist, Dr. Mead. She's an anthropologist. She teaches some courses at some college or something like that back in the day. And she had a student ask her, when was the first time that, what was the thing that kind of set off being civilized, where people were, where the human race was actually civilized back in the day, say cavemen or whatever. When did people actually become civilized? And that student was expecting to hear an answer that was, oh, when they started making tools, when they started, working together to build like a community or a village, when they did pottery, ironworking, something like that. And that wasn't the answer. The answer that she gave was this simple. She said that it was a femur bone. Now that's your thigh bone, the big bone right up here, was a femur bone they found that was 10, 12, 15,000 years old, whatever it was. It's super, super old. And it was a broken bone that had healed. And you can see the healing in the broken bone, no matter how old it is, but that you could see the healed bone. And when asked by that student, well, why was that where you guys as anthropologists and scientists and everything like that decided that that was when people were becoming civilized? And it was a simple answer. And you can think about this with animals today in the wild, and it's the same thing. It's gone on like that forever, that typically when an animal breaks a leg, they're done. They can't hunt anymore. They can't make it to walk down to go get water. They can't get away from predators. They're basically it's a death sentence. They break a leg, it's a death sentence. And so why that was so important of saying that's when the human race started showing signs of being civilized was this simple. People had to band together and protect that person that had broken that big femur bone. They had to take care of that person. They had to wrap it. They had to help, bandage it. They had to help protect them from predators. They had to, feed them, water them, take care of them, give them shelter until that was healed up and was good to go. And that was when the human race started becoming civilized. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is, what does that story tell you? To me, it tells me this much right here. Until people actively work together to start helping people, we're not being civilized right now, and we're not going to move forward. We're not civilized right now with everybody tearing things down, tearing each other down on their beliefs, tearing their cities down, all that stuff. That's not being civilized. That's not helping each other. I mean, and add in, I don't want to just get pigeonholed, add in murdering people, shooting people, cops doing bad stuff, whatever it is. I'm not going to get into all that, but take everything and really tell me, are we acting civilized? They got it right tens of thousand years ago by acting civilized, just by helping out one of the people in their little tribe or little hunting village or whatever, by just helping that person out. And that was the first sign that scientists say the human race started acting civilized. So with that said, I say that until we all start really acting civilized, get together and help each other out in any form we can, whether it's I'm from this brokerage and I want to help you even though you're from that brokerage. I'm this color and I want to help you even though you're that color. It doesn't matter. Until we start banding together and helping each other, we're never going to fix the problems. So that's your weekend inspiration. I look forward to talking to you guys next week. Check it out. Make sure you guys give me a like, give me a comment if there's something you guys want to check out for me to talk about, okay? So I'm running out of ideas. You guys help me out with it. Leave me a comment, leave me a like, and do all that fun stuff, okay? I'll have a good weekend.